Learn to act as if nothing bothers you at all. Vertical bar, Napoleon Hill. Imagine walking through life unfazed. No matter what happens around you, no matter the setbacks or challenges, you stand strong, unshaken. People throw criticism, the world throws obstacles, but nothing moves you. Does this sound impossible? It's not. It's the mindset of true masters of success, and today I'm going to show you how to tap into that power. In this video, we'll break down how to train your mind to act as if nothing bothers you, how to transform yourself into someone who doesn't react to the noise of the world, but instead controls it. You will learn how to own your emotions and rise above the chaos, just like the greatest thinkers and achievers in history. You've heard it before. Your mind is everything. But what does it truly mean to master your thoughts and emotions? Most people let the world dictate how they feel. The harsh comment from a stranger, a rude boss, or even a tough situation. They let all of it eat away at their peace. But that's giving away your power. Here's the truth. Unshakable people don't have fewer problems. They simply know how to control their reactions. Imagine the most powerful person you know. Do they ever let things get to them? The answer is likely no. So how do they do it? They've learned to detach emotionally from the external forces. And this is something you can do too. But first, let's dive deeper. 1. Mastering the nothing bothers me. Mindset, life is chaos. There will always be opinions, distractions, frustrations, roadblocks, and critics. But what if instead of reacting emotionally to everything, you learn to navigate through life like a calm ocean, unmoved by the wind, by the storms, or by anything? It's possible. The key to mastering the nothing bothers me mindset is detaching your emotions from external circumstances. When you react emotionally, you give others control over your state of mind. The world will always have something to throw at you. People will criticize, the unexpected will happen. But when you stay detached, you remain the one in control. Think about it. The strongest people in history weren't the ones who lashed out at every person who tried to bring them down. No, they moved with control, as if they had a secret the world didn't know, and that secret was they were unaffected. When you train your mind to stay calm in every situation, you give off an undeniable power. You become someone who walks into a room with a quiet, confident presence. You don't need to shout or argue to be heard. You simply stand there, unaffected by the chaos, and everyone around you takes notice. 2. Control your emotions. Control your life. One of the greatest powers anyone can possess is the ability to control their emotions. This doesn't mean suppressing them. No. Emotional control isn't about ignoring how you feel. It's about not letting your emotions dictate your behavior. Let's say you're in an argument. Most people's instinct is to fight back, to defend themselves, to get angry or frustrated. But what happens if, instead of reacting, you simply smile and walk away? You disarm the person who tried to provoke you. They expect a reaction, but you don't give them one. And in doing so, you take their power from them. You walk away stronger, untouched, unbothered. This is the art of emotional detachment. The most successful people in the world have mastered this. They know that nothing outside of themselves has the power to control their emotions unless they allow it. By mastering emotional detachment, you turn every setback into an opportunity to grow, rather than a reason to give up. 3. Emotional detachment. Not coldness, but control. Now, some might think emotional detachment means being cold or indifferent to everything and everyone. But that's not true emotional detachment. It's about controlling your reactions, not becoming a robot. Think about it this way. Emotions are tools. They're meant to inform us, not to dictate us. If you let your emotions control your every move, you're like a puppet on a string, controlled by forces outside of you. But when you control your emotions, you become the puppeteer. In the face of challenges, emotional detachment allows you to stay calm, stay clear, and act with precision. This is how you rise above the noise and focus on what truly matters: your long-term goals, your vision, your purpose. 4. How to practice emotional detachment. So, how do you start practicing emotional detachment in your life? First, take a step back before reacting. The next time something happens that triggers you, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, does this truly matter in the long run? Most of the time, the answer will be no. That's because the things that bother us in the moment, like a rude comment or a minor failure, are often insignificant in the grand scheme of things. By pausing and detaching, you regain control over your emotions and give yourself time to respond in a calm, collected manner. Another powerful practice is visualization. Imagine yourself as someone who walks through life unaffected by the little things. Picture a version of yourself who doesn't flinch at criticism, who doesn't lose composure when life gets tough. The more you visualize this version of yourself, the more you'll start to embody that reality. The mind is powerful. What you focus on, you become. 5. The power of silence. There's another incredible element of mastering emotional control: silence. The most powerful people don't need to shout their success from the rooftops. They don't need to defend themselves constantly. Instead, they let their presence speak for them. They stay calm, poised, and in control, and that speaks volumes. Silence is a superpower. It's the ability to remain calm and composed in the face of chaos. And when you master this skill, you stop giving away your energy to every small inconvenience. You stop wasting time on unnecessary drama, and you start using your energy to build your future. 6. Detach from validation. One of the biggest drains on your emotional power is the need for validation. When you're constantly seeking approval from others, you give them control over your peace. You become dependent on others to feel good about yourself. But true power lies in self-validation. Once you stop seeking approval from others, you gain true freedom. You stop adjusting your life to meet others' expectations and instead start living for yourself. You begin to walk your own path with confidence, knowing that you are enough, just as you are. 7. Letting go of fear and doubt. Fear and doubt are two of the most common emotional roadblocks that hold people back from success. When you let fear control your decisions, you surrender your power. When you allow self-doubt to creep in, you sabotage your potential. But by practicing emotional detachment, you can let go of those limiting beliefs. Fear and doubt no longer control you. Instead, you face them with confidence, knowing they are just temporary feelings that will pass. 8. The power of presence. Think about the people who seem unshakable, the ones who never seem to panic or overreact. They exude an energy that commands respect. They don't need to shout to be heard. Their presence is enough. This is the power of being present, being so focused on your own purpose and goals that nothing can distract you from it. When you master emotional detachment, you become like these people. You move through life with an unshakable presence that others can't ignore. 9. Embracing challenges as opportunities. In every challenge lies an opportunity, a chance to refine your strengths and prove your resilience. Instead of viewing setbacks as defeats, see them as valuable lessons. Each obstacle is a stepping stone, a chance to practice emotional detachment and sharpen your focus. When adversity strikes, remember that the power to choose your reaction is always in your hands. You can either let it break you, or you can use it to build an even stronger foundation for your future. This mindset transforms every difficulty into an essential part of your growth. Consider the story of those who have risen above their circumstances. They didn't allow a harsh comment or a failed venture to define them. Instead, they looked at every setback as an invitation to improve, to learn something new, and to become more adept at managing their inner state. When you adopt this perspective, you unlock a secret. Every challenge becomes a training ground for your mind. You learn to remain calm in chaos, to observe without overreacting, and to harness your inner strength like a well-forged tool. This approach is not about denying the pain or ignoring reality. It's about accepting that life is unpredictable and using that understanding to maintain control. You realize that nothing can shake you if you refuse to let it. With each obstacle, your resilience grows and your capacity for clear, strategic thinking strengthens. You begin to see that the struggles you face are simply moments that test your commitment to your purpose. And every time you overcome them, you emerge even more determined, more confident, and more unstoppable. 10. The power of patience and persistence. Napoleon Hill often emphasized the importance of patience and persistence in the pursuit of success. Emotional detachment is not just about staying calm in the face of adversity, it's also about maintaining focus and determination over time. Too many people give up too soon. They chase after quick wins or expect immediate results. But the truly successful know that true mastery and achievement require time, effort, and the ability to stay the course no matter how long it takes. Think about a farmer who plants a seed. He doesn't expect an immediate harvest. He waters, nurtures, and waits, understanding that growth is a gradual process. The same is true for your journey toward success. When you're emotionally detached from the need for instant results, you can patiently work toward your goals, knowing that the effort will eventually bear fruit. This persistence, combined with your ability to remain emotionally steady, becomes an unstoppable force. Patience is not about being passive, it's about being proactive in your pursuit. It's the ability to take consistent, purposeful action day in and day out without being swayed by distractions, doubts, or frustrations. Emotional detachment allows you to weather the storms of impatience and frustration that inevitably arise, and with persistence, you turn every small action into a building block toward your ultimate success. Over time, these small steps compound, leading to massive transformation. 11. Developing a laser-focused vision. One of the greatest benefits of emotional detachment is the ability to develop and maintain a laser-focused vision. When you're not emotionally attached to the opinions of others or to immediate outcomes, you can see your true purpose clearly. You become less influenced by the noise of the world around you. You're not pulled off course by fleeting trends or the latest distractions. Instead, your vision remains sharp and your direction is unwavering. Consider the great visionaries throughout history. They weren't swayed by temporary setbacks or external criticism. They held their vision in their minds like a guiding light, unwavering despite the obstacles in their path. This kind of focus is a direct result of emotional detachment. By removing the emotional charge from external opinions, you become able to tune out the distractions and focus solely on the steps that will lead you to your desired destination. As you develop emotional detachment, your sense of purpose becomes your compass. You start to see opportunities that others miss. You're able to make decisions quickly, without hesitation, because you no longer need validation or approval from the outside world. You know exactly what you want, and your ability to stay focused on your vision makes it almost impossible for anything to stop you. 12. The inner peace that drives success. At the core of emotional detachment is a deep sense of inner peace. This inner peace is the foundation upon which all of your achievements are built. It's the stillness that allows you to make clear decisions, remain composed under pressure, and avoid being swept away by the chaos of the outside world. When you are at peace within yourself, nothing can shake you. Not criticism, not setbacks, not failures. Hill often spoke of the power of a calm mind. A mind that is at peace is a mind that is open, clear, and focused. When your emotions no longer control you, you free yourself to access your highest potential. This peace is not something you find outside yourself, it is cultivated within. Through meditation, self-reflection, and the practice of emotional detachment, you begin to cultivate this inner peace. And as you do, you'll find that it becomes the driving force behind everything you do. Inner peace is not just about feeling good in the moment. It's about creating a solid foundation that supports every decision you make. When you are at peace, you act with certainty, you know your worth, you know your path, and you trust that the journey, no matter how challenging, will bring you exactly where you need to go. 13. Cultivating emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is the ability to recover quickly from setbacks and keep moving forward despite challenges. It's one of the most important aspects of emotional detachment. When you detach from the need to control everything around you, you give yourself the space to bounce back from failures. Instead of being dragged down by disappointment, you rise above it and continue with even greater strength. Emotional resilience is built through repeated practice. Each time you encounter a setback, you have a choice. You can either let it define you, or you can learn from it and keep moving forward. Over time, as you practice emotional detachment, your resilience grows. You develop a bounce-back mentality that allows you to quickly recover and continue your journey with renewed vigor. Think of the people you admire most, those who seem invincible in the face of adversity. They didn't start out that way. They built their resilience over time by confronting challenges head-on, refusing to let them break their spirits. And the more they practiced emotional detachment, the stronger and more resilient they became. This is something you can cultivate within yourself. The more you practice letting go of negative emotions, the more resilient and emotionally invincible you'll become. 14. The ultimate secret to unstoppable success. The ultimate secret to becoming unstoppable lies in your ability to remain calm and focused in the face of life's greatest challenges. When you embrace emotional detachment, you take control of your life in ways that few ever will. You begin to understand that success is not about achieving things quickly or getting lucky. It's about a commitment to your vision, a refusal to be swayed by external circumstances, and the ability to remain composed and focused on your goals. This is the mindset that Hill described. It's a mindset that keeps you grounded in the present, unaffected by the temporary highs and lows that others are so easily swayed by. When you're emotionally detached, you stop seeking approval, you stop fearing failure, and you stop letting other people's opinions determine your worth. You realize that your success is not dependent on the circumstances around you. It is rooted in your unshakable inner resolve, your commitment to your purpose, and your ability to navigate the ups and downs of life without losing sight of your goals. This is the mindset that leads to lasting success. 15. Emotional detachment and the law of attraction. One of the most powerful aspects of emotional detachment is its relationship with the law of attraction. When you can let go of desperation, neediness, and anxiety, you align yourself with the energy of abundance. The more you detach from negative emotions and the fear of not having what you want, the more you open yourself to receiving it. Think about it. If you're constantly emotionally attached to the outcome, you emit an energy of lack. This energy sends out a signal to the universe that you are not yet where you want to be, and thus you keep attracting situations that reinforce that belief. But when you detach emotionally, you signal to the universe that you are at peace with where you are, and in turn, you start to attract the circumstances, people, and opportunities that align with your desires. This is why some of the most successful individuals are often the least emotionally attached to the outcome. They understand that true abundance comes from being content with the present moment, trusting that everything they want is already on its way. Emotional detachment allows you to embrace this abundance mindset, no longer fixated on the outcome, but instead in full trust of the process. 16. Strengthening your sense of self-worth. Emotional detachment also plays a pivotal role in strengthening your sense of self-worth. Many people tie their self-esteem to external validation, whether it's through praise, recognition, or approval from others. This creates an unstable foundation for self-worth. If your value is dependent on the opinions of others, you are constantly at the mercy of their judgments, which can fluctuate. But when you detach emotionally from the need for external validation, you reclaim your true sense of worth. Your worth is no longer tied to what others think or say about you. It's grounded in the understanding that you are valuable simply because you exist. This emotional freedom allows you to move through life with an unshakable confidence, knowing that your success is not contingent on someone else's approval. As Hill said, "The man who does not value himself cannot value anything or anyone." When you embrace emotional detachment, you begin to truly value yourself, and this sense of inner worth becomes the cornerstone of your success. 17. Detaching from the fear of failure. The fear of failure is one of the greatest obstacles that holds people back. It paralyzes them, causing them to procrastinate, avoid taking risks, and even abandon their dreams altogether. But when you practice emotional detachment, you eliminate the power that fear has over you. Failure becomes just another experience, another stepping stone on the path to success. Instead of fearing it, you learn from it. You detach emotionally from the idea that failure is a reflection of your worth, and instead see it as a natural part of the process. Hill understood that every setback carries with it a lesson, and those who succeed are not the ones who avoid failure, but the ones who persist through it. When you detach from the emotional charge of failure, you can embrace it as a valuable teacher, one that pushes you forward rather than holding you back. 18. The art of letting go. One of the most powerful aspects of emotional detachment is the art of letting go. People often cling to past mistakes, regrets, and disappointments, allowing them to cloud their judgment and limit their progress. But when you detach emotionally, you develop the ability to let go of these negative emotions, freeing yourself from their grip. Letting go isn't just about releasing negative emotions, it's about releasing attachment to the past and the future. It's about being present in the moment, trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Letting go allows you to stop worrying about things you cannot control and focus your energy on what you can change, your thoughts, actions, and mindset. This practice is essential for anyone who wants to move forward and achieve greatness. By letting go of limiting beliefs and attachments, you create space for new opportunities, new growth, and new successes. It's the key to unlocking your true potential. 19. The unbreakable spirit. When you practice emotional detachment, you cultivate an unbreakable spirit. You become someone who refuses to be defeated no matter how difficult the journey may seem. You develop an inner strength that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. This unbreakable spirit comes from the realization that you control your response to life's challenges. While you may not be able to control what happens around you, you can control how you react. This is the essence of emotional detachment. It's not about ignoring challenges or pretending they don't exist. It's about facing them with the understanding that they do not define you. Hill often spoke of the power of persistence in the face of adversity. The truly successful are those who refuse to give up, no matter how many times they are knocked down. This kind of resilience is born from emotional detachment, the ability to rise above external circumstances and remain focused on your goals. 20. Your path to true freedom. Emotional detachment is the path to true freedom. When you detach from the need for approval, control, and validation, you unlock a level of freedom that most people will never experience. You become free from the weight of other people's opinions, free from the burden of past failures, and free to pursue your goals without hesitation or fear. This freedom allows you to live life on your own terms. You no longer feel trapped by the expectations of others or the constraints of society. You become the master of your own destiny, guided by your vision and purpose. True freedom comes from within. It's the freedom to act, to make decisions, and to live authentically without being swayed by outside influences. Emotional detachment gives you the strength to create that freedom for yourself, and with it, the power to shape your own future. 21. Emotional detachment in relationships. One of the areas where emotional detachment can be incredibly powerful is in relationships. It might sound counterintuitive, but when you detach emotionally from the outcome of relationships, you actually create stronger, healthier bonds. Many people become overly dependent on their relationships for emotional validation. They rely on their partner's approval, praise, or attention to feel secure and happy. This kind of emotional attachment creates an unhealthy dynamic where one or both parties feel suffocated, and the relationship becomes unbalanced. But when you practice emotional detachment, you stop seeking validation from others and start relying on yourself for emotional fulfillment. This doesn't mean you stop caring about people or disconnect from your loved ones. It means you let go of the need for constant reassurance or approval. Instead of holding on to expectations or trying to control the other person, you allow the relationship to flow naturally without unnecessary pressure. You become emotionally independent, which leads to a much more fulfilling and peaceful connection with others. By embracing emotional detachment in relationships, you free yourself from the chains of neediness, insecurity, and fear of abandonment. You allow yourself and your loved ones to thrive as individuals while still nurturing a healthy and supportive connection. 22. Turning adversity into opportunity. Emotional detachment allows you to view adversity in a completely different light. Rather than seeing challenges and setbacks as obstacles, you begin to see them as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. When you detach emotionally from the desire to avoid difficulties, you stop viewing adversity as something negative. Instead, you understand that challenges are a natural part of life, and they often carry valuable lessons that will help you grow. For example, if you face a business failure, emotional detachment allows you to look at the situation objectively and figure out what went wrong without feeling defeated. You stop associating failure with your self-worth and instead focus on learning from it and moving forward. This ability to turn adversity into opportunity is a hallmark of successful individuals. They don't see setbacks as signs to quit. They see them as signs to adjust their approach and keep pushing forward. The practice of emotional detachment allows you to cultivate this mindset, making you resilient in the face of challenges. 23. Detaching from the opinions of others. Another powerful aspect of emotional detachment is the ability to detach from the opinions of others. We live in a world where external opinions are often given far too much weight. Social media, work environments, and even family members can bombard us with opinions about how we should live, what we should do, and who we should be. When you practice emotional detachment, you stop allowing the opinions of others to influence your decisions and your sense of self-worth. You recognize that other people's opinions are based on their own perspectives and experiences, not on your truth. This doesn't mean you become dismissive of feedback or advice. It means that you no longer let the approval or disapproval of others dictate your actions. You become more focused on your own values, goals, and vision for your life, and you make decisions based on what aligns with your true self, not based on what others think you should do. In a world full of noise and distractions, emotional detachment allows you to tune out the external chatter and listen to your inner voice. It empowers you to live authentically and unapologetically without constantly seeking validation from others. 24. The role of emotional detachment in success. Emotional detachment is a cornerstone of success. The most successful individuals are not the ones who are controlled by their emotions, but the ones who have learned to master their emotions and keep them in check. When you practice emotional detachment, you don't get caught up in the highs and lows of your emotions. You stay focused on your goals and take consistent, rational action. You don't allow fear, doubt, or frustration to derail you from your path. Success requires resilience, the ability to keep moving forward despite obstacles, setbacks, and challenges. Emotional detachment is what allows you to stay resilient. It helps you maintain your composure in stressful situations, think clearly, and make decisions based on logic and strategy, not emotion. Napoleon Hill understood the power of emotional detachment when he spoke about persistence and overcoming failure. He knew that those who could control their emotions and stay focused on their purpose would be the ones who achieved lasting success. 25. Detaching from the past and future. One of the most important aspects of emotional detachment is the ability to detach from both the past and the future. Many people are haunted by their past mistakes, regrets, and missed opportunities. They ruminate on what went wrong, what they could have done differently, and how things might have turned out. This constant dwelling on the past keeps them stuck and prevents them from moving forward. Others spend too much time worrying about the future. They become consumed with fear, anxiety, and uncertainty about what might happen. This fear of the unknown keeps them from taking risks and stepping out of their comfort zone. Emotional detachment allows you to let go of both the past and the future. You stop living in regret or fear and start focusing on the present moment. You recognize that you cannot change the past and the future is uncertain. The only thing you have control over is your actions right now. By detaching from the past and future, you free yourself from the weight of unnecessary stress and open up the space to fully embrace the present moment. You can make decisions based on where you are right now, not based on what happened before or what might happen later. 26. The power of self-reliance. Self-reliance is another key aspect of emotional detachment. It's the ability to trust yourself, to believe in your own capacity to handle whatever life throws your way. When you become emotionally detached from the need for others to solve your problems or provide you with constant support, you tap into a deeper, more powerful part of yourself. Self-reliance doesn't mean isolation or rejecting the help of others. It simply means that you are capable of standing on your own 2 feet emotionally, mentally, and even physically. You take responsibility for your own happiness, your own actions, and your own journey. When you stop seeking validation or emotional support from others, you free yourself from dependency. You stop needing anyone's approval to feel worthy, successful, or happy. This inner strength gives you the confidence to move forward in life, no matter the circumstances. Hill often spoke about the power of self-reliance, stressing that the most successful people are those who don't wait for external forces to change their situation. They take action and control of their own destiny. Emotional detachment makes this possible, as it allows you to trust yourself and make decisions based on your own knowledge and values. 27. Detaching from attachment to results. Another aspect of emotional detachment that is crucial for success is detaching from the attachment to specific outcomes or results. So many people place all their energy and focus on the end result, and when they don't get what they expect, they feel disappointed, frustrated, or even defeated. The truth is, the outcome is never fully within your control. No matter how hard you try, things may not go as planned, and expecting a certain result can often lead to disappointment. When you detach emotionally from specific results, you free yourself from this cycle of stress and frustration. Emotional detachment allows you to focus on the process, the actions, decisions, and steps that will get you where you want to go without obsessing over the result. You can put in the hard work and effort without getting emotionally attached to the idea of how it should turn out. This creates a sense of peace and satisfaction no matter what happens. Think about the times you've worked tirelessly toward a goal only to see it fall apart. If you had been emotionally attached to the result, that failure could have crushed you. But with emotional detachment, you can see failure as just another lesson, a part of the journey, and you can move forward without feeling discouraged. 28. Emotional detachment and mental clarity. Mental clarity is one of the most valuable byproducts of emotional detachment. When you're emotionally attached to outcomes, to expectations, or to the opinions of others, your mind becomes cluttered with distractions and unnecessary emotions. This makes it difficult to think clearly and make decisions based on logic and reason. Emotional detachment clears away that mental clutter. It allows you to approach situations with a calm, focused mind. When you stop reacting emotionally to everything around you, you gain the mental clarity to make the best possible decisions, no matter how stressful or complicated the situation may be. This clarity helps you solve problems more efficiently, think strategically, and stay focused on your long-term goals. Napoleon Hill frequently stressed the importance of having a clear, definite goal and staying focused on it without letting distractions or negative emotions interfere. Emotional detachment provides the mental space needed to keep your mind sharp and your focus laser-focused. 29. Emotional detachment and time management. One of the most underrated benefits of emotional detachment is its impact on time management. When you're not emotionally attached to every little thing that comes your way, you can better prioritize your time and energy. Emotional detachment helps you recognize what truly matters, your purpose, your goals, and your well-being. It allows you to eliminate distractions, focus on high-priority tasks, and not get bogged down by things that don't contribute to your long-term success. Without emotional detachment, you can easily waste time on things that don't serve you, whether that's worrying about things beyond your control, seeking validation from others, or overreacting to setbacks. By practicing detachment, you become more efficient with your time, using it to invest in your goals, relationships, and self-improvement. As Hill explained in Think and Grow Rich, time is one of the most precious resources we have. Emotional detachment helps you guard that time more effectively, allowing you to focus on what truly moves you toward your vision. 30. The long-term benefits of emotional detachment. Over time, emotional detachment builds an emotional and mental resilience that makes you less vulnerable to stress, anxiety, and burnout. The long-term benefits are profound. As you continue practicing detachment, you become more adaptable, resourceful, and grounded in who you are. You stop taking things personally. You stop getting thrown off course by other people's reactions or opinions. You learn to take challenges in stride, viewing them as opportunities to grow and evolve rather than obstacles to your happiness. Emotional detachment helps you create a life where you are in control of your emotions rather than letting your emotions control you. It leads to inner peace, increased productivity, stronger relationships, and greater overall success in every area of life. As Napoleon Hill would say, when you learn to control your emotions and detach from the trivial distractions of life, you unlock your true potential. This is how you become unstoppable in the pursuit of your goals. How you create wealth, success, and lasting happiness. 31. Mastering the art of letting go. One of the most powerful aspects of emotional detachment is the ability to let go. Letting go doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means releasing the need to control everything and allowing life to unfold naturally. Many people get stuck in a cycle of holding on to grudges, past failures, or unproductive relationships, and this emotional baggage prevents them from moving forward. Letting go is a practice that frees you from the weight of the past and the anxiety of the future. It allows you to focus on the present moment and the possibilities that lie ahead. It's about accepting what is, without dwelling on what was or worrying about what could be. When you let go emotionally, you stop clinging to expectations or outcomes. You stop trying to control how things should go and instead accept life as it is. This shift in mindset is incredibly liberating. You begin to see the world with fresh eyes without the filter of past disappointments or fears. You make better decisions, act with more confidence, and achieve greater success because you no longer allow negative emotions or past experiences to hold you back. Hill often talked about the importance of letting go of the past to achieve success. Emotional detachment is the tool that helps you do just that. You cannot move forward if you're still emotionally attached to things that no longer serve you. Let go of the past and you free yourself to create the future you desire. 32. Emotional detachment in relationships. While emotional detachment is often associated with personal growth and goal achievement, it is also incredibly powerful in relationships. When you practice emotional detachment in your relationships, you stop depending on others for your happiness or emotional stability. This creates healthier, more balanced interactions because you are no longer seeking to manipulate or control the other person to fulfill your emotional needs. Being emotionally detached doesn't mean being cold or unfeeling. It means being able to give love without attachment, to show up fully in a relationship without expecting anything in return. It means maintaining your independence while still caring for others. Many people's relationships are fraught with emotional tension because they place their happiness in the hands of others. They get upset when things don't go their way, or they become anxious when they feel their partner isn't meeting their needs. Emotional detachment allows you to let go of these expectations and simply appreciate people for who they are without demanding anything from them. This leads to stronger, more authentic relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Hill often emphasized that the most successful people are those who have a clear sense of self and are not swayed by the emotions and opinions of others. Emotional detachment creates this kind of inner strength, allowing you to give freely without expecting anything in return. 33. Detachment as a path to freedom. At its core, emotional detachment is about freedom. When you free yourself from the need to control your emotions or the world around you, you open up to a life full of possibilities. You no longer live under the tyranny of your emotions or external circumstances. True freedom comes from within. It's the ability to remain calm, focused, and at peace no matter what life throws your way. When you master emotional detachment, you stop letting the ups and downs of life control your happiness. Instead, you cultivate an inner peace that remains constant regardless of what happens externally. This freedom allows you to pursue your goals with confidence and resilience. It allows you to take risks without fear of failure, to love without attachment, and to live without fear of judgment or criticism. Napoleon Hill understood this principle deeply. In Think and Grow Rich, he writes about the importance of having a definite purpose and following it with single-minded determination. Emotional detachment enables you to stay true to your purpose, no matter the challenges or distractions that come your way. It gives you the freedom to be yourself and to pursue your goals with unwavering focus. 34. Detachment as a tool for resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to rise after every fall. Emotional detachment plays a vital role in building resilience because it allows you to detach from negative emotions and experiences that could otherwise bring you down. When you're emotionally detached, you can view setbacks objectively without getting caught up in the emotional turmoil that typically accompanies failure. Instead of dwelling on disappointment, you can learn from the experience, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. This mindset creates an unshakable foundation of resilience. You stop allowing your emotions to dictate your responses to challenges. Instead, you face adversity with a clear mind, a calm heart, and a determined spirit. Hill often spoke about the importance of perseverance and resilience in the pursuit of success. Emotional detachment gives you the mental and emotional resilience needed to keep pushing forward, even when things aren't going your way. 35. Detachment from materialism and wealth. Another important aspect of emotional detachment is detaching from material possessions and the pursuit of wealth. While Napoleon Hill emphasized the importance of wealth creation, he also warned against becoming too attached to material things. When you become overly attached to money, possessions, or status, you lose sight of your true purpose and values. Your happiness becomes dependent on external circumstances, and you fall into the trap of constantly seeking more, never feeling satisfied. Emotional detachment allows you to pursue wealth and success without becoming enslaved by them. You can enjoy the benefits of financial abundance while remaining grounded in your values and purpose. You recognize that wealth is a tool to help you achieve your goals, not the goal itself. Hill teaches that true wealth comes from a rich mindset, one that is not attached to material things but instead focused on personal growth, contribution, and living a life of purpose. Emotional detachment frees you from the chains of materialism, allowing you to create a life that is rich in meaning, experiences, and fulfillment. 36. The power of detachment in decision-making. One of the greatest advantages of emotional detachment is its impact on decision-making. When you're emotionally detached, you can make decisions without being clouded by fear, doubt, or impulse. You're able to analyze situations objectively and choose the best course of action based on logic and reason rather than emotional reactions. Many people make poor decisions because they allow their emotions to take over. Whether it's the fear of failure, the desire to please others, or the need for instant gratification, emotions often drive us to make choices that don't serve our long-term goals. Emotional detachment allows you to step back, detach from the emotional turbulence, and make decisions that align with your values and purpose. Hill frequently spoke about the importance of having a definite purpose in life and making decisions based on that purpose. Emotional detachment allows you to stay true to your purpose and make decisions that move you closer to your goals rather than being swayed by fleeting emotions. 37. Detachment and self-mastery. Self-mastery is the ability to control your actions, emotions, and behaviors. Emotional detachment is a key component of self-mastery because it enables you to rise above your emotions and act in alignment with your highest self. Instead of reacting impulsively to situations, you become the master of your own responses. When you practice emotional detachment, you learn to control your reactions to stress, pressure, and adversity. You stop allowing external events to dictate your mood or behavior. Instead, you maintain an inner calm and respond with clarity and purpose. Hill often stressed the importance of self-discipline and control in the pursuit of success. Emotional detachment is the tool that allows you to develop the self-mastery needed to stay focused on your goals and avoid distractions that can derail your progress. 38. The role of detachment in maintaining peace of mind. Peace of mind is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Emotional detachment plays a crucial role in maintaining peace of mind because it frees you from the constant emotional turmoil caused by external events. When you practice detachment, you stop reacting to every little thing that happens around you. You stop getting upset over things you cannot control, and you stop letting other people's actions or opinions disturb your inner peace. Instead, you cultivate a state of calm and balance that allows you to navigate life's challenges with grace and serenity. Emotional detachment helps you maintain perspective, so you can respond to situations with a clear mind and a peaceful heart, rather than being overwhelmed by stress or anxiety. Hill understood the importance of peace of mind in achieving success. In fact, he often said that peace of mind is one of the key ingredients of wealth. When you are at peace with yourself and your life, you can make better decisions, maintain your focus, and live with purpose. 39. Emotional detachment as a tool for creative thinking. Emotional detachment is also a powerful tool for unlocking creativity. When you are emotionally attached to a specific outcome or expectation, your thinking becomes narrow and rigid. You become fixated on one way of doing things and may be resistant to new ideas or alternative approaches. However, when you practice emotional detachment, you open yourself up to new possibilities. You become more adaptable, more willing to experiment, and more open to unconventional solutions. Emotional detachment allows you to think outside the box, free from the constraints of fear, doubt, or attachment to a particular outcome. Hill frequently emphasized the importance of creative thinking in achieving success. By detaching from fixed ideas and expectations, you tap into a wellspring of creativity that allows you to find innovative solutions to challenges and opportunities. 40. Detachment and spiritual growth. Finally, emotional detachment plays a vital role in spiritual growth. It's often said that the more attached you are to the material world, the further you are from spiritual fulfillment. When you are emotionally attached to external circumstances, you become trapped in the cycle of desire and dissatisfaction, always seeking more but never feeling fulfilled. Spiritual growth requires a detachment from worldly desires and a deepening connection to your inner self. Emotional detachment allows you to break free from the attachments that keep you stuck in the material world. You stop seeking fulfillment in external things and instead turn inward, cultivating a deep sense of peace, purpose, and connection to something greater than yourself. Hill often spoke about the importance of faith and belief in a higher power as key components of success. Emotional detachment allows you to cultivate this faith, trusting in the process of life and in your own ability to achieve your goals, while remaining open to the greater mysteries of the universe. 41. Detachment and building stronger relationships. Although it might seem counterintuitive, emotional detachment can actually strengthen your relationships. When you detach from the need for validation or approval from others, you stop seeking to control or manipulate the people around you. Instead, you allow relationships to grow naturally based on mutual respect and understanding. Many people become emotionally entangled in their relationships, leading to dependency or conflict. They seek constant reassurance or try to change the other person to meet their emotional needs. Emotional detachment helps you let go of these unhealthy attachments, allowing you to approach relationships with a sense of freedom and independence. By practicing detachment, you become a better listener, more compassionate, and more understanding. You no longer react out of insecurity or fear, but respond from a place of calm and clarity. This makes you more present in your relationships and allows for deeper, more meaningful connections. 42. Detachment and resilience in the face of adversity. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward no matter what obstacles you face. Emotional detachment is a key factor in building resilience because it helps you maintain perspective during difficult times. When you're emotionally attached to a particular outcome or situation, you may find it hard to recover from failure or disappointment. But when you detach, you stop taking setbacks personally and view them as opportunities for growth. You no longer see adversity as a threat, but as a challenge to overcome. Hill's teachings about overcoming adversity were rooted in the idea of resilience. He believed that success was not about avoiding failure, but about developing the strength to keep going after setbacks. Emotional detachment allows you to face challenges with a clear mind and an unwavering commitment to your goals. 43. The paradox of detachment and desire. One of the most fascinating aspects of emotional detachment is the paradox it presents with desire. Many people believe that in order to achieve success, you need to be intensely focused on your desires, constantly striving to get what you want. However, Hill believed that intense desire could actually work against you, especially when it leads to attachment. Emotional detachment doesn't mean giving up on your dreams or goals. Rather, it means having the wisdom to pursue them without being consumed by the need for them to happen. When you detach from the outcome, you free yourself from the anxiety, frustration, and impatience that often accompanies desire. In fact, detaching from your desires allows you to pursue them with more ease and confidence. You stop obsessing over what you don't have and instead focus on what you can do to move closer to your goals. By practicing detachment, you become more aligned with the natural flow of life, and success comes with greater ease and grace. 44. Detachment and the law of attraction. The law of attraction is the belief that like attracts like, and that your thoughts and emotions can influence the reality you experience. When you practice emotional detachment, you align yourself more closely with the principles of the law of attraction. When you are attached to a particular outcome or desire, you are often coming from a place of lack, as if you don't have what you want. This lack mentality sends out negative energy into the universe and may block the very things you desire. But when you detach emotionally from your goals, you come from a place of abundance and confidence. You trust that everything you need is already on its way to you, and you attract opportunities, people, and circumstances that align with your desires. Hill didn't explicitly teach the law of attraction, but his teachings about faith, desire, and persistence align closely with its principles. By practicing emotional detachment, you open yourself to the positive energy of the universe and create the conditions for your desires to manifest. 45. Detachment and the power of surrender. Surrender is another powerful aspect of emotional detachment. Surrender doesn't mean giving up or resigning yourself to fate. Instead, it means letting go of the need to control every aspect of your life and trusting that the universe will guide you toward your highest good. When you practice emotional detachment, you release the need to micromanage your life and outcomes. You trust in the process and remain open to whatever life presents. This doesn't mean you stop taking action or making decisions. Rather, you let go of the anxiety and control that often comes with trying to force things to happen on your own. Hill's concept of definiteness of purpose aligns with this idea of surrender. You set your goals with clarity and determination, but then allow life to unfold, trusting that the universe will support you in achieving those goals. Emotional detachment allows you to practice this balance of focused effort and peaceful surrender. 46. Detachment as a path to freedom. At its core, emotional detachment is about freedom, the freedom to live your life on your own terms without being bound by the emotions, opinions, or expectations of others. When you practice detachment, you free yourself from the chains of attachment and embrace the power to create your own reality. Freedom is not just about external circumstances, but about your internal state of being. When you are emotionally detached, you no longer feel enslaved by your desires, fears, or insecurities. You have the power to live authentically, pursue your goals, and make decisions that serve your highest good. Hill's teachings on freedom were grounded in the idea that true success comes from mastering your mind and emotions. Emotional detachment is the tool that enables you to achieve this freedom, and it is through this freedom that you can truly live a life of purpose and fulfillment. 47. Detachment and the power of now. One of the most important aspects of emotional detachment is the ability to live fully in the present moment. Too often, we get caught up in the past or the future, regretting mistakes or anxiously anticipating what's to come. But emotional detachment allows you to detach from these time-based concerns, bringing you into the now. Napoleon Hill believed that success is built on the foundation of focused action. To act with purpose and clarity, you must be fully present in the moment. Emotional detachment helps you release the past and future, allowing you to focus on what you can do right now. When you live in the present, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and distractions. Your mind becomes sharper, your actions more deliberate, and your decisions more effective. Emotional detachment is the key to mastering the power of now, and it is in the now where you can shape your future. 48. Detachment and mental clarity. Mental clarity is essential for success, and emotional detachment is a powerful tool for achieving it. When your mind is cluttered with emotions like fear, anger, or frustration, it becomes difficult to think clearly and make sound decisions. Emotional detachment clears away this mental fog, allowing you to think with precision and focus. Napoleon Hill's principle of definiteness of purpose requires mental clarity. To pursue your goals with determination, you need a clear vision of what you want and how you plan to achieve it. Emotional detachment helps you maintain this clarity by preventing distractions and emotional turbulence from clouding your judgment. With mental clarity, you can take inspired action and stay on course even when faced with challenges. Emotional detachment doesn't just free you from external distractions, it also frees your mind from the internal noise that often holds you back from success. 49. The enduring nature of detachment. As you progress on your journey toward personal growth and success, emotional detachment becomes a practice that deepens over time. It's not something you perfect overnight, but rather a skill that evolves with you. With consistent practice, detachment becomes second nature, and the benefits compound. Hill believed in the power of persistence, and emotional detachment is no different. The more you practice detachment, the more you align with your purpose, and the more you will see your desires manifest. The work isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. As you continue to detach from the distractions, you will find that your inner peace, focus, and success grow exponentially. 50. Conclusion: living with purpose and emotional mastery. In conclusion, emotional detachment is not a passive or apathetic approach to life. It's an active choice to free yourself from the distractions, anxieties, and attachments that limit your potential. By practicing emotional detachment, you open yourself up to greater clarity, peace, and success. You no longer live in reaction to life's circumstances, but instead you move through life with the confidence and power of someone who is fully aligned with their purpose. Emotional detachment helps you to focus on what truly matters: your goals, your growth, and your ability to influence your own destiny. As you integrate emotional detachment into your life, remember this key principle. Detachment is not about giving up on your dreams. It's about learning to pursue them with a sense of calm, confidence, and unshakable purpose. By doing so, you will unleash your full potential and achieve the success you've always dreamed of.